Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook, Dark Lord, My Recruitment 10,000 Times the Crit. Chapter 41. This blonde young lord has been in the dark world for nearly 20 hours. The foundation for all aspects of development has been laid. The lord level has reached level 2. There is an elite level and a common level attendant, both of which have been raised to level 2, and have also trained several shield warriors and archers. Originally, it was more than enough to deal with some ordinary level 2 dark creatures. The defense is well organized. But, when a level 2 general, a blood-red spider monster the size of a house appeared, the blonde young lord completely collapsed. Provides, bloodlust aura, directly to all dark creatures. All dark creatures, attack 100% leech life. He only resisted for half a minute, and the entire territory was declared lost. Effective combat power has all been destroyed. The few untrained soldiers left, and a few civilians who were constructed, were running around the entire territory. The bloodthirsty spider is constantly chasing and killing behind. All of these, for this blonde young lord, it was simply torture. He wanted to ask for help, but right now, no one could save him at all. Even if he expands outwards and encounters other lords, it is impossible to help him deal with this general level monster. Just desperate. At the same time, Qin Yi didn't know that there was a new lord of the Western Federation who fell into such a desperate situation because he kept opening the dark bait. Even if you know, he doesn't care. The general level dark creatures are given 4-star equipment. Who can blame them for not being able to beat them? At this time, Qin Yi is upgrading the new servant. The first is the Eternal Emperor Yingzhang. Since he was a legendary servant, he spent a total of 36,000 source crystals to raise Yingzhang to level 10. And the effect of the upgrade is also very significant. HP, 1200 right pointing arrow 2820. Attack, 150 right pointing arrow 339. Defense, 60 right pointing arrow 150. Health, attack and defense, all skyrocketed. Although they are not as good as the current little fox Dodgy, you can already see the potential of this one. After all, the little fox has risen to 1 star and has won a lot of military exploits. And Qin Shuang has not yet obtained military exploits, has not been promoted to stars, and has no 100% bonus to all attributes, so naturally he can't compare to Xiao Dodgy. Combat achievements are still very important. Qin Yi sighed with emotion. In addition to opening the dark bait to obtain military exploits, expansion is also a good way to obtain military exploits. Because, expanding the territory will encounter wild monsters and other lords. Once they meet, they are in groups. For Qin Yi, isn't it just to send military exploits? And a level of dark bait can only be opened once a day, even if Lin Mengyu can open it more than once, there is an upper limit. Certainly, a single dark decoy can provide more than 3,000 military exploits. If it were replaced by other new lords, it would take 4 or 5 days to obtain these more than 3,000 military exploits. As for the dark bait, it is impossible for a new lord to dare to open. And when Qin Yi raised Qin Shuang to level 10, he saw its passive effect. First Emperor Coercion. In one's own territory including subordinates, the damage received by all enemies is increased by 200%. This effect is terrifying. It really adds 10% damage every time you level up. If there is a level 100, wouldn't it directly increase the damage by 1100%? This is so cool. You must know that this passive effect, Shi Huang's coercion, acts on the enemy. Therefore, everyone under Qin Yi can enjoy the benefits. As expected of a legendary servant, Qin Yi couldn't help feeling emotional. This is only a passive effect. Not counting its attendant arms, the Great Qin Iron Cavalry. Immediately afterwards, Qin Yi directly spent 11,280 source crystals, and quickly trained the remaining 30 soldiers into a special type of troops, the Great Qin Iron Cavalry. He was simply too lazy to save in this regard. Mainly because of such a little source crystal, it is nothing to him at all. So, just a moment later, on the school grounds in his Earl Dervish domain, there appeared a total of 30 brave cavalry in black armor and armed with black spears. Check the Dakan Iron Cavalry attribute. Qin Yi directly clicked on one of the Dakan Cavalry to check the attribute. Great Qin Cavalry, Zhongwei. Open black lens bracket level, 10 close black lens bracket. The rate belongs to Emperor Yingzhang through the ages. Close black lens bracket. Passive arms. Iron cavalry charge, increase the charge speed by 100%. Close black lens bracket. Army skills. Trample with iron hoofs, trample all targets within 20 meters around, causing 3 seconds of dizziness. Close black lens bracket. Battle attribute. HP 1410, attack 226, defense 75. Qin Yi didn't have time to think about why this big Qin cavalry was called Zhang Wei again. He only knew that this great Qin cavalry was really too strong, right? Passive effect. Iron cavalry charge, increase the charge speed by 100%. Also, it increases by 10% at level 1 and by 100% at level 10. If this reaches level 100, wouldn't it increase the charge speed by 1000%? To know, the cavalry unit itself moves much faster than the others, plus this charge speed, who can stop it on the battlefield? And when the 30 Dakin cavalry finished their training, Qin Yi handed over a total of 11 mist-breaking seals that had been dropped by the monsters before, directly to Emperor Qiangu. The matter of expanding the territory will be left to you and Dakin Tichi. Qin Yi believed, in terms of expanding territory, this legendary emperor must have a unique superpower. Soon, the Dakin Iron Cavalry, following Emperor Qin, assembled in the territory of the Yuanjing Mine. Now the Dakin Iron Cavalry has only a little more than half the HP than the Demon Mage, and its attack power is even less than half that of the Demon Mage. However, the defense is higher than that of the Demon Mage. If Qin Shihuang has increased his star rating, wouldn't it be super defensive? As expected of the cavalry. As for half of the Demon Mage's attack, it is enough to expand the territory. The most important is, with Qin Huang's coercion, super passive, all enemies will be triple damage, killing some ordinary monsters, isn't it easy? So, Qin Yi doesn't need to worry about them at all. This Inferno Warhorse, I have requisitioned it first. The words say so. But, before getting on the horse, Emperor Qin still got Qin Yi's consent. After all, Qin Yi is now his lord. After Qin Yi agreed, Emperor Qin turned over. Open black lens bracket. Your attendant, Eternal Emperor Yingzhang, has obtained the mount, Inferno War Horse. Close black lens bracket. He got a 400% full attribute bonus. Close black lens bracket. This prompt made Qin Yi a little surprised. Isn't Qin Shihuang a commander-in-chief? Not a knight. You can actually get a mount bonus. This situation has never happened in textbooks. If Qin Yi told people in reality that his commander-in-chief and attendant got all attribute bonuses on his horse, he would definitely be ridiculed. But, this thing really happened. For this, Qin Yi felt that there was only one explanation, that this Emperor of the Ages was not an ordinary commander. After all, it has never appeared before. The servants of the commander profession can train cavalry units. Qin Shihuang is really unique. In this regard, Qin Yi was not too entangled. Anyway, since it happened, it can only be understood that there is something unusual about Ying Zheng. And now, when Ying Zheng rides the war horse, his attributes skyrocketed directly. HP, 2820 right pointing arrow 14,100. Attack, 339 right pointing arrow 1,695. Defense, 150 right pointing arrow 750. This attribute. At this stage, it is completely invincible. It's totally free to run around at will. This is the effect of the Emperor level mount. However, in order to prevent the Inferno Warhorse from being killed, Qin Yi still upgraded the Inferno Warhorse to level 10, which cost a full 27,000 source crystals. Expensive is really expensive, but the effect is also very good. It more than doubled the blood volume of the Inferno Warhorse directly. Certainly, even so, the level 10 Inferno Warhorse has only 1880 HP and 113 defense. Compared to Qin Shihuang in the current contest condition, it can be said to be very fragile. And this is the norm in the dark world. Facing the cavalry, kill the horse first. Once the horses were gone, the cavalry's combat power plummeted. Certainly, if you only have the default mount, you don't need to consider this. By default, the mount and the cavalry are integrated, and the HP will not be calculated separately, but it will not provide attribute bonuses to the cavalry. So, to play cavalry in the dark world, there is a big difference between having a horse and not having a horse. Fortunately, Qin Yi drew the Emperor level, Inferno War Horse, this time, belonging to the Arima family. Otherwise, the power of the Dakan Iron Cavalry would really not be exerted. It is worth noting that if the squire gains the attribute bonus of the warhorse, the attribute bonus will not be inherited to its troops. A mount can only provide attribute bonuses to one unit. Even if the squires ride horses, the same is true. This is also one of the very few bonus attributes in the Dark World that will not be inherited by troops. Dakan Iron Cavalry, follow me to the expedition. Ying Zheng rode the Inferno War Horse. The whole person seemed to be bathed in flames, and wielded his sword, showing the majesty of the emperor. With 30 Dakan cavalry, the road of expansion started directly. He handed the seal of breaking mist to one of the great Qin cavalry. That is the fastest Dakan Iron cavalry, and the skill obtained is to further increase the charge speed by 50%. It can be said that it is galloping. Like a black lightning, it galloped out, and it rushed out of the kilometer range in almost an instant. Compared with Lin Mengyu's cavalry, this is the real elite cavalry. Then, the seal of breaking mist was thrown out, breaking the darkness of that grid. Ordinary grassland. Safety, no enemies. Keep going. After a short time, Qin Huang swung his sword to command the advance, and continued to expand to the next space. Half a mountain terrain, there is a group of monster spiders. Ready to fight. At this time, Qin Huang rode the shape of an Inferno warhorse and rushed to the front quickly, the long sword in his hand condensed a black sword energy. Unleash your skills. Sweep Liuhe. Puff puff. -1527. -1512. -1520. ... Moment. The group of 40 or 50 monster spiders were all killed by Qin Huang. Clean up the battlefield. Next frame. Qin Huang was sitting on the Inferno War Horse. At this moment, he looked down on the world. And the Dakan Iron Cavalry, who kept the seal of breaking the mist, broke through the next level of darkness. The system prompt is coming. The number of lords who currently have the vision of the territory, 2. Open black lens bracket. The territory entered the war contest condition. Close black lens bracket. Finally there are other lords, let me see and see. Emperor Qin prepared the formation of the great Qin Iron Cavalry. Then, before the darkness on the opposite side had completely dissipated, he led the Iron Cavalry army and charged at a gallop. 30 great Qin Iron Cavalry, led by Emperor Qin, rushed to the next territory. Soon found out, this territory is not the opponent's Earl Dervish territory. On the left side of the territory, a tower was built, but there were no soldiers guarding the tower. Expanding to the left, the other party built the sentry tower on the left side, and it is very likely that the left side will expand, or the other party's territory. Qin Huang Ying Zheng's subconscious speculation. Then, lead the Dakan Iron Cavalry to the side where the sentry tower is, and continue to expand. However, the number of lords who currently have the vision of the territory, 1. No one has ever occupied this territory. This made Qin Huang Ying Zheng's face sank. Nima, have you been deceived? Mingming Sentinel Tower is built here. As a result, the expansion from here is not someone else's territory. Then what's the use of the other party building the sentry tower here? Expand the other two sides. Qin Huang, Ying Zheng, suddenly became angry. Fortunately, Qin Yi gave him a large number of seals of breaking the fog, and he immediately directed the Dakan Iron Cavalry to go to the other two directions and expand toward the outside. ... And Qin Yi saw all of this in his eyes. He can check the vision of any area in his territory at any time. So after seeing Qin Huang Ying Zheng, he was actually deceived. However, he didn't think much because of the large number of seals of breaking mist given to him. Anyway, even if you choose the wrong one, you can continue to expand. Qin Yi thought to himself. This is the primary art of warfare in the Dark World. The sentry tower on the side is originally a blindfold, which makes people mistakenly think that the expansion of that side is still the territory of the other side. This means, new lords use it more. It's a pity that Emperor Qin Yingzheng didn't learn about lords at Blue Star, and he didn't think about it, so he just fell for it. Certainly, as far as the art of war is concerned, it is always true and false. Even if Qin Yi was asked to expand and saw the opponent's tower, he would not be sure which direction the opponent's subsequent territory would be in. It is possible that the other party deliberately built that sentry tower to deceive people to explore in other directions. So, Qin Huang Ying Zheng, this step is also normal. Certainly, it's normal for him to be angry. Just expand the other two sides. All three directions are expanded, so that you will be able to explore the opponent's next territory. After a short time, the number of lords who currently have the vision of the territory, 2. Open black lens bracket. The territory entered the war contest condition. Close black lens bracket. Qin Yi quickly checked the vision of that territory. The high wall in the middle protects the core of the lord. This is the other side's Earl Dervish territory. But, is this situation different from what I thought? Qin Yi was a little dumbfounded. He found that there was not even a single normal living creature in this territory. Lord, servant, soldiers, civilians, all gone. The casualties were exhausted, and there were corpses everywhere on the territory. There are only a dozen or so monsters, one of which is a general-level bloodthirsty spider that is attacking the building of this unfortunate lord. Kill. Qin Huang Ying Zheng swung his sword directly and rushed forward. Although the Dakan cavalry has a faster charge speed, the Qin Huang Ying Zheng riding the Inferno horse is much faster than the Dakan cavalry. Take the lead. In the face of the general-level bloodthirsty spider, there is no fear at all. The 8 wildernesses of sword swing. As Qin Huang Ying Zheng swung out his sword, a black sword energy swept out in a straight line like a dragon's energy. Skill 2. Sword swing 8 wildernesses, release a sword energy to attack the enemy in a straight line 100 meters in front. Close black lens bracket. This is his 2 skill. Attacks all enemies in a line. If combined with skill 1, Sweep Liuhe, one is to attack around 30 meters, and the other is to attack 100 meters in a straight line, both of which are group skills with high damage. The bloodthirsty spider of the general level was more than 10 meters high. When he found this group of iron cavalry, he led a group of monsters to charge directly. Pity. The sword swings in the 8 wastes, and the sword chi sweeps. Minus 1455. Minus 1521. Minus 7448, 5x crit. ... Together with the general level bloodthirsty spider, all of them were instantly killed by this sword energy. As for the 5 times crit, it was Qin Huang Ying Zheng's 3 skills. Qin Yi raised him to level 10, and naturally all skills were unlocked. Skill 3. Give death. Attacks have a 20% chance to trigger 5 times the critical strike. Close black lens bracket. The probability is not too high. However, once triggered, even a servant of the same level could not resist his sword. Certainly, if it is Xiao Daji and Ying Zheng duel, even if they are of the same star level, it is not certain who wins or loses. After all, Daji has a 3-skill sphere of protection, which can resist 5 random attacks. This little fox is very flexible, and the Emperor of the ancient times wants to catch up with her now. It's not that easy. It is very likely that Xiao Daji will be defeated without injury. Certainly, the strength of Emperor Qin's Yingzhang itself does not lie in his ability to duel. After all, his profession is commander. Disperse and demolish all buildings. Emperor Qin Yingzhang ordered that all the cavalry of the Qin dynasty be dispersed. From different directions, start tearing down the walls that the other side has built around the Lord's core. Dakan iron cavalry. Wherever he goes, no grass grows. After just 2 minutes, all the other buildings, including the core of the Lord, were demolished. Rewards for breaking other lords will be issued directly. In addition, there is a general-level dark creature, the drop reward of the bloodthirsty spider. Qin Yi people sit at home, and the spoils come from the sky. He circulates directly in the void. He transferred all the drops from the general-level monster to his backpack. As long as he has vision, he can cast void circulation. In the dark world, as long as it is his territory, he has all the vision. The bloodthirsty spider, the source crystal dropped by 10 times, has more than 8,000, and there is also a 4-star Lord equipment. Toxic Strain Bracelet, 4-star Lord equipment, the Lord's personal combat power plus 40, poison resistance plus 34%. Close black lens bracket. Equipment requirements. Level 2. Level 2 2-star, Hound Boots, plus 15 points of personal combat power. Level 9 4-star, Hunyuan Divine Sword, plus 95 points of personal combat power. And this 2-level 4-star virus strain bracelet adds 40 points of personal combat power. It can be seen that equipment is not only important for star ratings but also equipment requirements. Low-level equipment. No matter how high the star rating is, it is not as good as high-level equipment. This strain bracelet is brushed in the territory of other new lords, so the level is only level 2. Certainly, Qin Yi still wears this strain bracelet. Anyway, he only has 3 pieces of equipment for the lord now, and he doesn't wear white. Open black lens bracket. You are equipped with a strain bracelet. Close black lens bracket. Your lord's personal combat power. 174 points. Right pointing arrow 214 points. Close black lens bracket. Personal combat is stronger. Of course, in the dark world, Qin Yi's combat power is not very useful. Here he suffices to rely on squires. At the same time, Qin Huang Yingzheng captured the territory of a Dark Lord, and Qin Yi was rewarded with 3,400 origin crystals without triggering a 10-fold increase. It seemed that Lin Mengyu's S-rank talent, 10 times source crystals, was herbivorous. This source crystal reward, for Qin Yi, nothing at all. But if it is replaced by other new lords, this is a huge sum of money. As you can imagine, for the other new lords, the most rewarding thing is to find other lords and defeat rival. In this case, there are 110,000 source crystals left. Just burst some soldiers, let Xiao Chao train some doctors out. Qin Yi brought the weak girl Xiao Chao to the school grounds of the territory. The girl just chatted with Qin Yi for a while, but she wasn't so nervous in front of him. The delicate body in a long snow-white dress swayed and walked beside Qin Yi, looking quite like a couple. This 9-needle medical book, you should equip it first. Qin Yi handed her the 4-star physician weapon that he had only recently acquired. Ah, thank you Lord. Xiao Chao looked a little surprised, took the 9-needle medical book, and equipped it. The biggest effect of this medical technique is to reduce the cooldown of her healing skills by half. In this way, the group heals Snow of the Heavenly Mountains, which she can release every 3 seconds, and the healing lasts for 5 seconds. That is to say, she can release this skill in multiple areas, or release it twice in one area, and the healing effect is directly stacked. Certainly, at this stage, Qin Yi hasn't expanded too far to meet any powerful lords. Therefore, Xiao Chao, a beautiful doctor, does not need her to appear for the time being. Just need to add some ice and snow doctors in each legion. Then, Qin Yi spent 3,200 source crystals, exploded the army again, and got 6 civilians and 10 soldiers, exactly 5 males and 5 females. Let Xiao Chao train the 5 female soldiers to be medical women first. At the same time, Blue Star, Western Commonwealth. Your Lord Core was destroyed by the Shadow Demon Lord. Close black lens bracket. A system prompt resounded in the mind of a blonde young man. He is the unfortunate new lord who was attacked by the general-level bloodthirsty spider. When Qin Yi expanded, his attendants, subordinates and himself were all slaughtered by bloodthirsty spiders. He was sent out of the dark world and was not allowed to enter again for 24 hours. Just when he thought that the core of his lord was about to be destroyed by monsters, he got such a tip. Shadow Demon Lord. This. Am I too unlucky? This blonde young lord suddenly understood what was going on. His face became extremely ugly. Shadow Demon Lord. After he was killed, he heard that he was a powerful new lord who set a record of 37 years. Having just risen to level 10, he already has an epic level and 2 emperor-level servants. He originally thought that the Shadow Demon Lord had little to do with him. After all, he saw that the Shadow Demon Lord was already level 10, and most of them had been in the Dark World for several days. There is a long time difference between the two sides entering the Dark World, and the distance between them cannot be too close. However, he had no idea that this Shadow Demon Lord was actually near him. Is he nearby? Or, he has already expanded? It's nearby. The blonde young man came to this conclusion easily. Because now, he finally knows why there are general-level bloodthirsty spiders in his territory. That must be because the Shadow Fiend Lord has fired dark bait many times near him. Soon, on the Blue Star Network, a piece of news went viral. About the Shadow Demon Lord who has just reached the top of the 10th level servant list. He has only entered the Dark World not long ago. Definitely no more than a day. All lords who have recently entered the dark world have to be careful. Once you encounter this shadow demon lord, it is recommended to surrender directly. Then, Blue Star's world is boiling. In less than a day, I was promoted to level 10 lord. Is this still human? Hehe, it's okay to change me, give me an epic squire. Doesn't this directly open the dark bait and grow rapidly? You are a ghost. Calculate for yourself, how many source crystals are needed for an epic attendant to level up to level 9. Yes, at the level of the Shadow Demon Lord, if you open a dark bait once, you will get at most 20,000 or 30,000 source crystals. You have to train soldiers and expand the territory. Where does he get so much economy? Except for very few people who won't reveal the information. No one else knew at all. Qin Yi, a subordinate who has obtained an S-rank talent, 10 times the source crystal. It was at this time. Qin Yi didn't know that the whole world had already caused an uproar because of his appearance. Just when he and the beautiful girl were training female soldiers on the school grounds. His subordinate, Lin Mengyu, sent him a private message. Qin Yi. I'm expanding here, and there are people. Sounds very excited and nervous. Received this private chat from her. Qin Yi replied calmly, isn't it just someone? What's the fuss? Didn't I keep 10 demon mages? You bring the demon mages over there and kill them, right? Oh, by the way, ask him what kind of talent he has before destroying it. If it is an S-level talent, let me know. After Qin Yi finished speaking, he looked at the situation on Lin Mengyu's side. He found that this schoolgirl, after getting his pocket money, did not upgrade the core of the Lord for the time being. She should be afraid that the level of dark creatures around is too high, she can't beat. In fact, this worry is superfluous. After all, Qin Yi sent 10 demon mages to her, and it was easy to protect her territory. And during the time when Qin Yi was recruiting, this schoolgirl is expanding its territory. The beginning must be to expand directly around, so that the territory forms a plus shape. In this case, Earl Dervish's territory is in the middle, and it is impossible for others to detect it first. When meeting other people, at least there will be reaction time. Just as she expands to the right, the system reminded her that there are 2 lords with that territorial vision. If it is Qin Yi's territory, then she will be prompted as a subordinate. So she can be sure that this is someone else. This made her very nervous. She expanded north for the first time. I met Qin Yi directly. Now the left and bottom are expanding, and when expanding to the right, another person is encountered. This time, what rival will we meet? Is that the territory of the active crystal mine? It's similar to my source crystal mine, it's all relying on a mountain. These 2 squares are indeed on a line. It seems that the mountain is going down. Qin Yi took a look. On the territorial mountain where Lin Mengyu protruded, a sentry tower was built, and there were 2 archers in soft armor on the sentry tower, observing the surroundings. Especially when Lin Mengyu expanded and let this territory enter the contest condition. The 2 archers became extremely vigilant. There will be no high lords around here. You can just let the demon mage go directly. Qin Yi was not nervous at all. Those 2 archers can't break the defense of the demon mage at all, and to destroy the opponent's lord, even only 1 demon mage is enough. This is a young new lord from Africa, who is now level 2. He has black skin, and only his teeth are white. His name is Kaded. After he entered the dark world, he activated an A-level talent to explore the source crystal ore, and the source crystal ore output increased by 200%. This means that his growth rate will be much faster than that of normal people. And it turns out, indeed so. As soon as he used his innate ability, he discovered that just to the left of his Earl Dervish territory, there was a source crystal mine. So, the first thing he did after he reached level 2 was to come over and occupy the territory of the source crystal mine. Fortunately, there were no people and no monsters in this territory at the beginning. He directly occupied. Moreover, this source crystal mine territory has brought him 9 hours, a total of more than 6,000 source crystals. With these more than 6,000 source crystals, he has developed very well. Although the level is still only level 2, but in the territory, various facilities have been perfected, and he even has a team of 12 archers. Unfortunately, I only have 1 elite level attendant. But with the income from this source crystal mine, I can quickly save up the source crystal for the second 10 consecutive draws. Now I am not weak enough to protect myself. At least among the new lords, it is definitely a strong one. Kaded, an African-American youth, is still quite confident. Also in this case, Lin Mengyu expanded one space to the east and directly probed into his source crystal mine territory. In this way, the gains from this territory will be shared equally by the two lords. Someone actually came over. Kaded's face is a little ugly. Isn't this directly robbing his source crystal mine? Directly have the income he gets from the source crystal mine. It makes him very rage. My team of 12 archers will let you know what cruelty is. His lord knowledge is quite solid, and he knows very well that in the first day, the 12-person archer team is already strong in combat, and it is also an army trained by elite archer attendants. But he wasn't in a hurry, because he built the sentry tower on the mountain of the source crystal mine territory. Whether the opponent is melee or long-range attack, will be at a disadvantage. And he directly dispatched the other 8 archers to the mountain, approaching the sentry tower, but in the field of vision of Lin Mengyu and Qin Yi, the 8 archers were still in the dark. This makes rival want to break through his tower, making it much more difficult. Under normal circumstances, it is very safe for Kaded to make this kind of preparation. Unfortunately, the person he met was Lin Mengyu. Lin Mengyu is not scary, what is scary is, she is Qin Yi's subordinate. Just when Kaded was ready, suddenly from the darkness of his vision, 5 women in red appeared, each holding a staff. Straight to the hill with the sentry tower. Demon Master, what kind of soldier is this? Seeing the 5 women in red, Kaded had a little doubt on his face. But he wasn't too confused. The arms of the mage profession have such a short range and only 5 in number. Before I got to my sentry tower, it was already screened by the range. Prepare, shoot them to death. Kaded sneered and stood in Earl Dervish's territory on the mountain, as if he had seen the 5 red-clothed mages shot to corpses by his archers. For this Kaded, he couldn't see the grades of the demon mages, nor their grades. After all, they are not servants, and their names will not be displayed on the top of their heads. This is also one of the rules of the Dark World. Only the squire and the lord themselves will have a rank above their heads. The squire has a rank. Otherwise, only by killing the opponent and looking at the corpse can you get information about its rank, and the lord to which it belongs. At this time, when the demon mage appeared in Kaded's field of vision, he didn't care too much. A mage, especially with only 5 mages, must not be the rival of his archer squad. Then, when the 5 demon mages approached quickly, the 2 archers stationed at the tower on the mountain aimed directly at them. Originally, Kaded thought that these 5 mages were just here to explore the way. Most likely won't be bold enough to enter the range of an archer's attack. But what he didn't expect was, when the 5 demon mages approached the foot of the mountain, they had no intention of stopping. You really dare to come? Shoot me, Kaded sneered. Following his command, the 2 archers on the sentry tower shot arrows directly at the 5 demon mages. Condescending, for archers, is the best scene to play. Unfortunately, swish, one of the attacked demon mage, with a demonic flash, disappeared from the spot, easily dodging the opponent's arrow. Puff, -0. Another demon mage who was attacked raised his staff and released 3 protective orbs. She can resist any damage 3 times. Like the little fox Dodgy's protective orb skill, it's just a weakened version, and can only release 3 protective orbs. Even the weakened version is completely sufficient for this kind of encounter. Blocked, and teleportation. This scene made Kadet's face change slightly. He didn't expect that these 5 units named Demon Master seemed to be quite strong. Immediately afterwards, the 2 archers above the sentry tower kept shooting. Unfortunately, it has never been able to pose any threat to the demon mages. All were either avoided or blocked by them. In a short period of time, the 5 demon mages have already climbed the mountain and quickly approached the sentry tower. Right now, salvo, with the order of Kaded. The 8 archers who were hiding in his Earl Dervish territory fired a volley at the hex mages at this time. These 8 archers were out of Qin Yi and Lin Mengyu's field of vision. Then, when these arrows suddenly shot out of the darkness, Lin Mengyu was taken aback. Sure enough, the other party still has an ambush. She was a little nervous. After all, she doesn't know what level of archer the other party is. In theory, none of the nearby lords are too advanced. But what if there is another existence like Qin Yi? Just when she was nervous, the arrows of those archers have already landed on the demon mages. Because the arrows are too dense, it is impossible for the demon mages to completely avoid them, and some demon mages are still hit by the arrows in the end. Death to the Lord. Kawadet's eyes lit up. This salvo scene is so beautiful. But the next moment, the situation on the field made him dumbfounded. -0, -0, -0, ... A series of desperate damage figures appeared from the heads of the demon mages and floated up. Completely unbreakable. What? Can't break their defenses. Kavadet's heart was chilled all of a sudden, from head to heel. He was still full of confidence just now. This moment. Straight from heaven to hell. What happened? What went wrong? Why is the mage's defense so high? Kavadet's face was shocked, and his brain immediately crashed. This is too outrageous, right? And this situation also made the demon mages relax. I just didn't know the realities of these archers, but they were still very cautious. If they could avoid attacks, they would dodge them, and those with protective orbs would use the protective orbs. It took half a day. The opponent can't break the defense. Since Lin Mengyu couldn't command the 5 demon mages, Qin Yi didn't give them any detailed orders, but just let them come over and break the tower. So they are fighting according to their own ideas. That being the case, what else do they care about what those archers do? Directly towards the tower to release the attack orb. Bang bang bang. -494. -489. -495. ... A series of damage numbers floated up from the tower. That is, the demon mages fired a salvo, and this sentry tower collapsed directly. Under a bang, the 2 archers on the tower fell to their death on the spot. Level 2, Elite Level, Arms Short Archer. One of the demon mage stepped forward, checked the corpse, and reported the information directly. This time, Lin Mengyu was completely relieved. It turns out, it's just some level 2 archers. It's just elite. In this way, even if I go on my own now, I can annihilate the other party. The school flower breathed a sigh of relief and patted her chest. Just when she was relieved, the Covidite on the opposite side is like falling into an ice cave, his whole body is cold, and there is a sense of powerlessness and complete despair. Done. It's all over. Kavadat felt as if he had kicked an iron plate, and all his strength had been bounced back. The elite squad of archers he was proud of not long ago. It looks so vulnerable now. What level are these demon mages? What level? This information, he still does not know. He watched with complete disbelief as his tower was destroyed in one round. Sentinel Tower. Although it is only a first-order sentry tower, it is also a building with 200 defense points and 1000 HP. I want to destroy this tower. There is nothing that 200-point attack can't do. For normal, such buildings are more difficult to destroy for lords below level 10. But, in terms of damage numbers, these 5 demon mages, each attacked at around 700 points. How could this be the subordinate of the new lord? This is at least level 20, or even level 30 lords. The combat power of their subordinates can only be possessed. Is there a lord in the 20s or 30s near me? What a joke. Kavadat, it feels ridiculous. This is really outrageous. I want to see, how much is their defense? The archer soldiers I attacked at 34 can't break their defenses. Let my attendant try it. Kavadat gritted his teeth. Let his elite level shooter attendants rush here. Like the 8 archer soldiers, hiding in the darkness of Qin Yi and Lin Mengyu's field of vision, he shot arrows at the demon wizards. He even used his skills, a powerful blow. This is an attack skill that can deal 150% attack damage, and the attack power of this level 2 elite marksman servant is 52 points. The base damage of Power Strike is 78 points. Result: -0. A demon mage was hit by a powerful blow, and a white number floated above his head. No feeling at all. Defense power above 78. Is this a mage? Fog grass. Kavadat felt that such an existence already belonged to his blind spot of knowledge. Even his strongest elite level attendants can't break through the defenses of these demon wizards. How could there be such a terrifying lord around him? His whole body was as cold as falling into an ice cave. He is very clear. At a time like this, what will be the consequences of encountering an existence that can crush him? As long as the opponent expands one step further, he can reach his Earl Dervish territory. At that time, he has only two options. Or die. Either surrender and become subordinate. He finally had an A-level talent, how could he be willing to be killed? Even if it can be reopened, his talent will be downgraded to grade B, and the effect is probably only half of grade A. Right now, he saw that a cavalryman rushed out from the darkness opposite. It was Lin Mengyu's cavalry unit. Holding a fog-breaking seal, he intends to continue to break the surrounding seals. Since the opponent's sentry tower is on the mountain, close to the dark edge to the east, then expand directly towards this side. After Lin Mengyu got Qin Yi's pocket money, it was very easy to buy some seal of breaking mist. Soon, the cavalry came to the top of the mountain. Attack the cavalry. When Kaded saw this cavalry, he always felt that the cavalry seemed to be very weak. So let the archers volley the cavalry. Master Mage, protect me. The cavalry hid directly behind a demon mage. Puff puff. -0, -0, -0. The magician blocked all the arrows. Thank you, sir. The cavalry heaved a sigh of relief, and under the protection of the demon mages, approached the edge of darkness, and then threw the seal of breaking the fog. Expand the territory toward the other side. This scene made Lin Mengyu, the schoolgirl, blushed. It's too shameful. Her cavalry units could only hide behind the mage, trembling under the attack of the enemy. This Dark Lord is so hard to be. Just now, Qin Yi sent her a private message saying that the territory below allowed her to expand by herself. Qin Yi can just expand upwards. In this case, both sides can have a good development space. Anyway, the territory that Lin Mengyu expanded was also equivalent to Qin Yi's. The income of the territory belongs to Qin Yi. Qin Yi also has the vision of these territories. The territory that Lin Mengyu expanded is almost no different from his own territory. He just didn't want the girls to expand to his territory. Then, you can only let the girls play below. As a subordinate, Lin Mengyu could only obey Qin Yi's arrangement. Let her be below, she can only be below. ... When she expanded towards the opposite territory. Sure enough, the system prompts that there are two lords who have the vision of the territory. And, it's the other side's Earl Dervish territory. After Lin Mengyu saw it clearly, his eyes suddenly lit up. This is cool. Directly probed into the opponent's Earl Dervish territory, wouldn't this kill the opponent directly? But, just after the darkness in front dissipated, what appeared in front of her and the demon mages were a group of archers kneeling on the ground. Is this surrender? Lin Mengyu was a little surprised. She's still in awe. This war, that is, the demon mages pushed a sentry tower, and it was over. Is it so simple? She still wants to play it. If you surrender, ask what kind of talent the other party has. If the talent is not good, don't accept the surrender and just destroy it. Qin Yi sent a message to the 5 demon masters. At this time, Kaded was extremely nervous. He made his elite archer attendants, and 8 archer soldiers, all kneel down, expressing surrender. There is nothing to be ashamed of. Anyway, it's not Kaded himself kneeling. My A-level talent, the source crystal mine exploration, has a very high rate of return. It's a bit of a waste to be subordinate to others. But there is no way, the situation is stronger than people. Kaded is a pity. After he made the decision to surrender, his mood suddenly relaxed, and he began to think about how to negotiate with the Lord so as to maximize his own interests. In his opinion, his A-level talent, the rate of return is too high, it is impossible for a Lord to not want it, right? Such a good talent as a subordinate, it is simply cheaper for the other party. ... It was at this time. The 5 demon mages lined up and invaded the Earl Dervish territory of Kaded. Come to those archers. Report your lord's talent level and effect. Condescending question. The elite level archer attendant, who is also a black-skinned existence, heard this question and answered respectfully. Our lord has an A-level talent to explore the source crystal mine. The source crystal ore within one grid can be explored, and the income of the source crystal ore is increased by 200%. The archer spoke the same language as his lord, Kaded, non-national. But the system of the dark world will automatically translate, so that the two sides can communicate without barriers. When saying this, the dark-skinned elite-level shooter attendant looked very proud. He felt that the talent of his lord was very strong. A-level talent. Explore the source crystal mine. Qin Yi was disappointed when he heard the effect of this talent. Only A-level talent, this is too spicy. There is absolutely no need to accept the opponent's surrender. Not only the grade spicy chicken, but also the effect is the same spicy chicken. Yuanjing mine income increased. For Qin Yi, his main income is not from the source crystal mine. This made him lose interest all of a sudden. This talent. He doesn't like it at all. Useless talent, kill it. Qin Yi directly pronounced the opponent's demise. Just when Qin Yi ordered it, Kaded, who was still a little unwilling, saw a scene that made him unacceptable. The demon wizards who were still questioning just now. Get started. The ball volleyed, directly killing his group of archers, including the elite archer attendant. It's a massacre. After all, those archers all fell to their knees, without any intention of resisting. But he was killed by the magicians. Certainly. Kaded also knew that even if these archers wanted to resist, the outcome would be exactly the same, no different from being slaughtered. But he didn't expect it at all. Why did the other party want to kill his subordinates? My A-level talent can allow each source crystal mine territory to provide 10,000 more source crystals every day. You slaughter my subordinates, I will never become your subordinate. Kaded was immediately furious. In his opinion, to lose such a subordinate as him is definitely the loss of the other party. However, Lin Mengyu, who heard him shout like that, wanted to laugh a little. Qin Yi, he gives me 20,000 pocket money every day. Just the A-level talent that earns 10,000 yuan crystal every day. It's strange that Qin Yi can see it. Lin Mengyu is still very clear about this. With such a hot talent, he also wants to be Qin Yi's attendant. What's more, she has discovered that the lord of the other party is actually a non-state lord. It made her even more disgusted. A non-state lord, A-level talent, still wants to be Qin Yi's subordinate, dreaming. As for Qin Yi, after giving the order to the demon mage, he didn't care about this side anymore. Wouldn't it be fragrant to accompany the beautiful Xiao Qiao to train medical girls on the school grounds? Soon after, in the constant roar and abuse of Kaded, in his territory, all the civilians, soldiers, archers, buildings, including Kaded himself, all were killed and destroyed by the demon mages. In the end, the core of the Lord of Kaded will be directly blasted. Kaded was killed and returned from the dark world. After just 2 minutes, he got a system notification that his Lord core was destroyed. Originally he was very rage. He felt that the other party was too ignorant. Don't even want talents like A-level talent and Yuanjing mine exploration. Inflate, arrogant, incomprehensible, madness. But when the system prompt came, your Lord core was destroyed by the Shadow Demon Lord. Close black lens bracket. He finally learned the identity of the Lord who defeated him. Shadow Demon Lord. What kind of ghost lord is this? This Kaded, the information is a little behind, it has been developing on its own for a while, and I still don't know who the Shadow Demon Lord is. But soon, he saw some news directly on the internet, and it turned out to be all about this Shadow Demon Lord. This made his face change greatly. Soon, Kaded discovered that this Shadow Fiend Lord, it seems to be an extremely terrifying existence. It actually broke a record that no one has broken in 37 years. At level 10, he had an epic squire, and ranked the top 3 in the squire list. Fog grass. Why did I meet such a lord? Kaded was shocked immediately. The originally pure black complexion was almost white with fright. He never imagined that he would encounter such a terrifying genius lord who could make a name for himself in the history of the dark world. No wonder, the other party despised his A-level talent. In the eyes of this kind of existence, talent that does not reach S rank has no value at all. The demon mage. At least I learned about his troops. The mage class should be trained by the epic Nettles Fox. Pass the relevant data up. Because I have played against the magician. Therefore, he learned some data and skills about the demon mage. Kaded, put all these information on the internet and make it public. There is no way he can retaliate himself. But he hopes that someone will give him retaliate in the future. For the lords who meet the Shadow Demon Lords, every bit of information means a better chance of winning. Then, the world is boiling again. Demon Mage. Nanette's monster fox training units, with flashing, protective orb, group orb, catapult orb, and so on. The attack power is estimated to be above 600 points, and it is very likely to reach 700 points. Defense, at least 78 points or more. The current level is unknown, the grade is unknown. This attribute is too terrifying, it is simply invincible. The key is, these demon wizards of the Shadow Demon Lord speak Oriental dialects. Chinese. This also means, the Shadow Demon Lord is the genius new lord of the Eastern Federation. This kind of army is too scary, isn't it? It's only level 10 with such a high attack power, so you can't let people live. Can a wizard have such a terrifying defense? Is the epic level so bad? These demon mages can completely smash the third order city walls built by lords above level 20. I guessed that the Shadow Demon Lord is from our Eastern Federation. Now it seems that it is so. Lord Shadow Demon, always drop God. Non-state lords are dead. The people of the Eastern Federation were immediately excited after hearing the news. Cool, another genius lord of the Eastern Federation is about to rise. In the future, won't the overall strength of the Eastern Federation become more terrifying? In contrast to this, the lords of other countries are all uncomfortable. A mega genius lord. It actually appeared in the Eastern Federation again. Does this keep people alive? However, in the face of this situation, other countries have nothing at all to do. Even if there are many great lords of 100 or 200 levels, it is impossible to get rid of the Shadow Demon Lord now. After all, the Shadow Fiend Lord can stay in the Dark World all his life. And if you stay in the Dark World, it is almost impossible for those great lords to detect him. Due to the different time of entering the Dark World, the two sides in the Earl Dervish territory of the Dark World are too far apart. Even those 100-level lords would not be able to reach such a far place. Not to mention, even with such a long exploration distance, they don't even know which direction the Shadow Demon Lord's territory is in. Then, officials in many countries can only issue orders layer by layer. Once encountering the Demon Mage, report it immediately. Qin Yi didn't know. Now he has become a news hotspot in all Blue Star. His existence has risen to the strategic level between countries. Certainly, these have nothing to do with him. At this time, he brought 3 trained ice and snow doctors to Lin Mengyu's territory. These 3 medical women, from now on, join the team of demon mages to protect and assist them. Qin Yi said. He glanced at one of the ice and snow doctor attribute. The doctor of ice and snow, Kai Ni. Open black lens bracket level, 10 close black lens bracket. The rate belongs to the flower of B&D Xiaoqiao. Close black lens bracket. Combat passive. Freezing aura. Allies within 1 grid have a 20% chance to freeze the target for 1 second. Close black lens bracket. Army skill. Ice healing. Healing a single friendly army. Close black lens bracket. Battle attribute. HP 1008. Attack 199, Defense 61. Both doctors have the Ice Healing skill, and another has the Healing Ice Chain skill, which can heal 5 allies in a row. This is both individual therapy and group therapy. And Qin Yi also brought the beautiful little sister Chao with her. Thus, the Demon Mage Legion is stronger and more stable. And this time, Lin Mengyu, the school girl, was once again shocked. Flower of B&D Xiaoqiao. Another epic servant. Lin Mengyu is stupid. How long has it been since I saw you? Qin Yi has got a brand new physician attendant. This growth rate is too terrifying. My S-level talent is 10 times the source crystal. What kind of existence did you give me? And this servant named Xiaoqiao is too beautiful, isn't it? Lin Mengyu is the freshman flower of Zhongdu Lord University. But now, even after she saw Xiaoqiao, she couldn't help but feel a little envious. This girl in a long snow-white dress is so beautiful, just like a fairy. Now it seems, Qin Yi won't just break the record of the 10th level squire list. Even the records of level 20 and even more servant lists will be broken one by one. The source crystal is almost exhausted. It's time for 2 more dark decoys. As Qin Yi said that, he patted Lin Mengyu on the shoulder and issued a transaction application. He wants to give the point source crystal and let Lin Mengyu buy the dark bait of level 0, 1 and 2. This time, He wants the school flower to put down these 3 dark decoys together. In addition, he himself will put a second and third level of dark decoy. 5 dark decoys in total. If this wave of protect is, Qin can definitely get a 7-digit source crystal, a million level. And the military exploits provided by this batch of dark decoys will be enough for the little fox Dodgy to raise the star to 2 stars. Upgrade the star again, enhance 100% of the basic attribute, and strengthen the skills. At this pace, Samsung will be faster. When you get to Samsung, you can take her home. Qin is still looking forward to this. Isn't it more fragrant than school flowers or something to bring Xiao Dodgy home? And with so many dark decoys, it is very likely that prince level or even emperor level dark creatures will appear. It would be cool to drop a few pieces of 5-star and 6-star equipment. And Lin Mengyu's eyes widened when she heard that Qin asked her to buy 3 dark baits directly. 3 dark decoys, at the same time. It's too expansive. Daughter, you crazy? Lin Mengyu felt like she was about to suffocate. Lin Mengyu had never heard of any dark lord who dared to put 3 dark lures at the same time. This is totally suicide. After all, 3 dark decoys are likely to attract many dark creatures with grades at the same time. With the concentration of the monster's aura around here now, there may even be more than one general level monster. In this case, the auras of general level monsters can also be superimposed on each other, and the combat power will skyrocket. Only, for Qin, these are not problems. Seeing Lin Mengyu's shocked expression, he shook his head. Although this girl is very beautiful, why is she always shocked at every move? Not calm enough. Let you buy it, you can buy it. Then put them together in this territory in the middle of our territory. Qin said. Hear him say that. Lin Mengyu had no choice. She was sent back to the Lord's Core by Qin void flow, and after buying the dark bait, she was sent back by Qin void flow. Level 0, Level 1, and Level 2 dark decoys. Each level of dark decoy has a 24-hour cooldown and is independent of each other. That is to say, each level of dark bait can be placed once a day. Up to level 9 dark bait, it can attract monsters 82 to 100 levels higher than your lord level. This level of dark bait, I must not be able to handle it at this stage. Not even the entire blue star can be handled by any dark lord. Qin now estimates his strength. Putting a level 3 dark bait is already the highest level. Once you put a level 4 dark bait, in his current situation. Dangerous. It is very likely that the core of the Lord was destroyed by the dark creatures accidentally, which would not be worth the loss. More advanced dark decoys absolutely need city buildings and terrain to protect the core of the Lord. So, now he is not greedy. Anyway, there are no big lords nearby, just grow slowly. Immediately after, Qin took Lin Mengyu to the Naj territory between the 2 Earl Dervish territories. That is the territory of Zhang Kaishi before. This territory. Now it is the Earl Dervish territory that connects Qin and Lin Mengyu. Up is Qin territory, and down is Lin Mengyu's territory. Qin planned to put the next dark bait on this territory. My plan is that the dark bait will be placed here in the future. On my side, the city wall will be built. On your side, build a city wall too. In this way, all the dark creatures are sandwiched in the middle of this grid, which is convenient to kill. Qin said to Lin Mengyu. After hearing this plan, Lin Mengyu felt good. But now, neither of them have the resources or time to build the city wall. Qin, shouldn't you really want to defend against 3 dark decoys at the same time? Lin Mengyu is very nervous now. Oh, that's not it. Qin shook his head. Just when Lin Mengyu breathed a sigh of relief, Qin continued. At the same time that you put 3, I will also put 2, 5 in total. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Lin Mengyu almost fainted on the spot when she heard these words. 5 dark decoys. This is to turn the Lord game into a horror game. She was terrified, just when Lin Mengyu was completely sluggish. Qin has already arranged all the units such as the Demon Mage, the Ice and Snow Doctor, etc. through the ability of Void Circulation. Guard on the north and south sides of this territory. On Qin side, the little fox Dodgy personally guarded it, plus 5 demon wizards and an Ice and Snow Doctor who had a single body treatment, Ice Healing. On Lin Mengyu's side, there were a total of 20 demon mages guarding them, plus Akasha and 2 ice and snow doctors. Let's start. After Qin Yi was ready. Directly in the middle of this kilometer-wide territory, the level 2 and level 3 dark decoys he bought at home were activated. And Lin Mengyu, on the other hand, with a face ashes and a life without love, together with Qin Yi, they put down the level 0, level 1 and level 2 dark decoys in her hands one after another. When the 5 dark vortexes coalesce, the dark aura around here is surging directly. Go back to your own territory. Qin Yi raised his hand and sent Lin Mengyu back to her Earl Dervish territory, behind the line of defense of 20 demon mages. At the same time, countless tides of dark creatures have begun to refresh from Edge of Darkness. Lin Mengyu stayed in his Earl Dervish territory, completely shivering. The sight before me, not to mention textbooks, even her father, the 120th level lord, had never seen it before. The dark creatures rolling in. From level 5 to level 26, there are monsters of all levels, strange shapes and hordes of monsters dancing. These monsters charged frantically in the direction of Qin Yi and Lin Mengyu's Earl Dervish territory. It was at this time. Long-armed bone monkey, level 17, general level. Senbai carrion eagle, level 25, princely level. An extremely flexible general level bone monkey appeared from the Edge of Darkness, providing swiftness aura to all the dark creatures in the audience. There is also a white scavenging giant eagle that appeared from an altitude of more than 200 meters. As soon as it appeared, it provided strong aura to all monsters, increasing the health and defense of all monsters. And, like a whirlwind, it flew straight towards Qin Yi's Lord Core. Prince-level dark creature. It's still a flying creature. Lin Mengyu was completely desperate when he saw it. Sure enough, the 5 dark baits were placed together, attracting such a terrifying existence. Qin Yi, he seems to be a little overconfident. Lin Mengyu sighed. The demon mages can't attack the white scavenger eagle at all. Without buildings and walls being built, why does Qin Yi block the dark creatures that fly so high? But at a moment when she was so desperate, in Qin Yi's eyes, this princely level forest white carrion-eating giant eagle that flew over was equivalent to giving him equipment. Prince-level monsters can produce 5-star equipment. Whether it's a lord or a servant, attribute will be very good. Get me down. As Qin Yi saw this white scavenger eagle, his eyes lit up. Raise your hand. Void flow. The forest white scavenger eagle, which was originally flying high in the sky, was directly caught by the power of the void. Next moment, this princely monster smashed directly in front of the little fox Dodgy and the demon wizards. Immediately, countless orbs fell on the monster like a torrential rain. Chapter 51. Void Flow. Qin Yi's SSS level lord ability was used against the enemy for the first time. When the princely monster flying and soaring in the sky, the Senbai carrion eagle was thrown down by his ability to circulate in the void. Lin Mengyu, who was still a little desperate just now, opened her mouth wide and her beautiful eyes widened. Quote question mark question mark question mark quote. What's the situation? Why did the princely monster fly well, and suddenly fell to the ground? It was as if it was suddenly teleported. But this monster flew well in the sky, how could it be teleported to the ground by itself? This schoolgirl is completely dumbfounded. And that prince-level monster is probably also very ignorant. This Nima, why did he suddenly run to the ground? It has just been streamed to ground by the void. There was a series of orbs that were thrown towards it. -1842. -602. -599. ... It is also mixed with the demon umbrella arrow of the little fox Dodgy. This prince-level monster has a total of more than 2,000 blood, and it can't resist the legendary servants and arms focus. Killed on the spot, it turned into a mass of dark energy and diffused all around. Equipment. Qin Yi saw at a glance that he had dropped a piece of equipment. Direct void circulation to transfer it to your own backpack. Then I glanced at it, and my eyes suddenly lit up. Senluo Orb, 5-star attendant equipment, mage limited weapon. Attack plus 120, critical rate plus 40%, skill range plus 50%. Special effect. Killing the target temporarily increases the attack power by 80% for 60 seconds, which cannot be stacked. Close black lens bracket. Equipment requirements. Level 12. A mage's squire weapon. Xiao Daji is still wearing 1-star attendant equipment, and the added attribute is pitifully low, so it can be replaced now. It's a pity that this mage weapon is required, and it can only be worn at level 12. And now Xiao Daji is only level 10. It seems that it's time to upgrade the Lord level. Qin Yi thought for a while. He glanced at the backpack. The source crystal is not enough. However, he was in no hurry. Because now, he is getting a lot of source crystals every moment. Just in the passage between him and Lin Mengyu's territory, countless dark creatures refreshed every moment, galloping towards both sides. As a result, it was impossible to break out of this territory at all. They were all on the edge of the territory, and they were killed by the Demon Mage Legion. As for some long-range dark creatures, the range is farther than the Demon Mages. It is operated by Qin Yi. Void circulation. He only needs to raise his hand and activate the Lord's ability to teleport the little fox Daji to the middle of the battlefield. And when Xiao Daji passed by, the damage of the flaming cloak directly burned dozens or hundreds of dark creatures within the range and scalded to death. Although the flame cloak damage range is only 50 meters. But with the help of Qin Yi's void circulation, the little fox can instantly reach any position on the battlefield. After a few rounds, the dark creatures in the audience were almost cleaned up. Before the next batch of dark creatures were refreshed, the little fox obediently brought back a lot of source crystals to Qin Yi. Good. Qin Yi touched the little fox's head and praised her. As everyone knows, such a scene shocked Lin Mengyu in the opposite territory as if he had seen a ghost. What's the situation? Did the little fox hang up? Why are you so elusive on the battlefield? A position for a while. The flash isn't so far, right? Direct flash 7 or 800 meters. Lin Mengyu's head was dizzy. Now she has already reacted. Isn't that what Qin Yi used before, the teleportation ability? It's just that she didn't expect it. Qin Yi's ability can not only be teleported by himself, but also can only be teleported by someone. It can directly transfer the position of any other object. The prince-level monster just now was teleported to ground. With the help of this teleportation, the legendary servant Nenettles, the demon fox, traveled through the battlefield, Solacean, and almost wiped out the monsters. This ability, but it is far more terrifying than her father's SS level, Space Flash. This is just a level 10 Lord ability. If he reaches level 20, level 30 or even higher. 0 inches. Isn't the acquired Lord ability invincible? Lin Mengyu took a deep breath. She couldn't remember how many times she had been shocked since she followed Qin Yi. Qin Yi did a lot of things, and he himself thought it was mediocre. But in Lin Mengyu's eyes, Qin Yi is already in existence like a god normal. At this time, Qin Yi didn't care about the shock from his subordinates. After he got the source crystal recovered by Xiao Daji, he went back to the void and upgraded the core of the Lord to level 12. Immediately afterwards, the little fox was also upgraded to level 12, and the 5-star equipment, Sen Luo's orb, was handed over to her. Thus, the fighting power of the little fox skyrocketed in an instant. It took only 3 minutes to earn more than 100,000 source crystals. It's too cool. Also, the merits of this battle have risen too fast. At this rate, in 10 minutes, Xiao Daji will be able to rise to the 2nd star. Samsung is just around the corner. Qin Yi watched with a sense of satisfaction as countless dark creatures were refreshed again in the field. It was at this time. In the field, 2 general-level dark creatures were once again refreshed. And, a princely dark creature. There are too many dead dark creatures around here, and it is normal to attract high-grade dark creatures. From Qin Yi's point of view, there is nothing unusual about it. Void circulation. Keep killing. As soon as he raised his hand, he directly pulled the princely dark creature back in front of the demon mages. This time, it was just the Nenettles demon fox Su Daji who threw a demon umbrella arrow by himself. Minus 5,548 crit. Direct attack. It caused extremely terrifying damage to the princely dark creature, and killed it on the spot. This is the 5-star attendant equipment, the terrifying enhancement of the Sen Luo orb to her. Senro Ball. The 5-star attendant equipment increases the attack power by 120 points, which is not a big improvement for the legendary little fox. After all, at level 12, her basic attack power has 914 points. But, the 40% crit rate, and the special effects of killing and attacking, have greatly improved her. When she kills a target within 60 seconds, the attack power will skyrocket to 1861 points. It is equivalent to the same level as Qin Wangyangzheng, who owns the Inferno Warhorse. This attack power, for a mage, it is already very terrifying. Then, even the princely dark creatures that appeared in the audience were instantly killed by the little fox with a single magic ball. The killing and attack special effects of Sen Luo's orb always exist on her body, and the buff duration is refreshed by constantly killing the target. It's a pity that this one didn't lose equipment, but 2 recruiting books were lost. Not bad. Qin Yi glanced at the drop of the princely dark creature, and was quite satisfied. Next, just 10 minutes. Qin Yi glanced at the number of monsters killed by Nanette's demon fox Sudaji, that is, the battle merits. Directly reached 14,000 points. Can be upgraded to 2 stars. The speed of accumulation of military exploits was much faster than Qin Yi expected. After all, there are many more high-grade monsters now, and a king-level monster can get the equivalent of hundreds of ordinary monsters after killing it. Nanette's demon fox, raise the star level. Qin Yi gave the order directly. Consumed 14,000 points of military exploits to raise the little fox to 2 stars. Open black lens bracket. Your attendant, Nanette's demon fox Sudaji, has been upgraded to 2 stars. Close black lens bracket. HP, 5220 right pointing arrow 7830. Attack, 914 right pointing arrow 1371. Defense, 180 right pointing arrow 270. Skill 1 Monster Umbrella Arrow is strengthened. 5 umbrella arrows can be released at the same time, and the umbrella arrow has passive special effects can be ejected. When the attendant does not have a star, all attributes are 100%. Raised to 1 star is 200% full attribute, and upgrading to 2 stars is 300% full attribute. The current Sudaji, the full attribute is equivalent to 3 times when there is no star. And the demon umbrella arrow has been strengthened, and can release 5 demon umbrella arrows at the same time. The most important is, this demon umbrella arrow can actually trigger passive special effects. Now Xiao Daji is level 12, with passive special effects, and the normal attack magic ball bounces 16 times. Isn't this a magic trick? Qin Yi's eyes lit up directly. Only in the field, the little fox Daji's petite and graceful figure, with a wave of the red umbrella in her hand, immediately shot 5 demon umbrella arrows towards a large group of dark creatures in front of her. While hitting those dark creatures, countless demon umbrella arrows bounced around. With just one skill, all 70 or 80 dark creatures around are dead. Whether it is an ordinary monster, an elite level, an overseer level, or even a general prince level, all can't stop any of Xiao Daji's attacks. Watching a large number of monsters being killed, how is it such a cool word? ... That's when Qin Yi opened the dark bait. Qin Huang Ying Zheng, with his 30 great Qin Cavalry, has expanded to the 16th grid territory. The territory produces source crystals per hour, 550. Number of lords with vision of this territory, 2. This territory turned out to be someone else's Earl Dervish territory. Moreover, there are actually 2 source crystal mines in this Earl Dervish territory. At this time, Qin Yi also noticed the situation here. The output of 550 source crystals per hour is 13,200 source crystals in 1 day. If it's all mine, with a tenfold increase in source crystals, 1 day will be 132,000 source crystals. It's a lot of money. But, the terrain of this territory is a bit different from other territories. The Qin Emperor, Ying Zheng, led the great Qin cavalry to the edge of a towering cliff. The Lord Core of the other lord is actually under the cliff. Even if it is the great Qin cavalry, it is unrealistic to jump directly off the cliff that is nearly 200 meters high. Either take a detour or find another way. And this territory belongs to a new lord of the Northern Alliance. Belian people, also known as hairy bear people, are tall and big, and their fighting style is normal. Under the cliff, at a young age, an 18-year-old with a beard named Ivanovsky. This lord, it can be said that Tianyu started the game. In just 2 days, he has risen to level 5, and has exploded a lot of special arms, and even recruited 3 attendants, 1 of the overseer level and 2 of the ordinary level. At this time, he had already built stone walls more than 10 meters high on both sides of the Lord's core, and the ceilings above his head were all sealed. All of them are stones with high durability and high blood volume. Someone is coming. It's a group of cavalry, and they broke in directly. It's so presumptuous. My overseer-level cavalry. I finally have a chance to shoot. Ivanovsky, he thinks that his development is faster than all the new lords. This group of Dakin cavalry. The number is not as good as his prairie wolf riding. You must know that his prairie wolf riding has trained 90. From a quantitative point of view, there is absolutely no possibility of defeat. Then, let me go. Go to the cliff and annihilate those black knights. Ivanovsky, direct order. Ivanovsky is still relatively inflated. Of course, this is also the consistent style of Belian people. Although my talent is only B level, but it is a fighting talent after all, and the defense of all subordinates is increased by 30%. The Prairie Wolf Cavalry is originally a highly defensive unit, so you can directly hedge against the opponent's cavalry. Ivanovsky has observed it since the Dakin Iron Cavalry entered this territory. These cavalry, too fast, so he guessed that the passive effect of Dakin Iron Cavalry was to increase the speed, and his guess was not wrong. In this case, the frontal combat power of these Black Knights is definitely not high. Ivanovsky is confident, because yesterday, he had already destroyed another new lord of the Eastern Federation. It's just the steppe wolf riding. The prairie wolf rider with super high defense, when attacked by the opponent, loses very little blood, and smashes the opponent's soldiers and mage corps in one wave. Right now, his 90 prairie wolf riders, directly led by the attendant wolf riders, rushed out below the valley and entered the darkness. After a moment, this group of prairie wolves appeared above the valley, rushing out from the darkness on the side. That is to say, there is direct access to the valley from the side. In the darkness beyond Qin Yi's field of vision, there was a passage that went under the valley. The enemy is coming. Prepare to charge. Qin Huang Yingzheng's expression remained the same. Even if the opponent had 90 prairie wolves riding, he did not have any intention of backing down. Instruct the world. Riding on the Inferno steed, he raised his sword and unleashed his ultimate. Instruct the world. This skill made everyone in Qin Yi's territory increase their attack power by 100%. Immediately after, the 30 Dakin cavalry rushed directly to the other side's prairie wolf cavalry. Hedge against my prairie wolf ride. Have you thought too much? Ivanovsky saw this scene and sneered. But, just the next moment, the 8 wildernesses of sword swing. Sweep Liuhe. Qin Huang Yingzheng took the lead. The Inferno warhorse rushed into the opponent's formation, swept the sword energy, and swung out in shock. The prairie wolf riding 30 meters around him was instantly killed. And the straight-line sword chi of Jian Sang Bawang is to ride more than a dozen prairie wolves in a straight line, beheading them on the spot. Ivanovsky's pupils contracted at this moment. What's the damage? I haven't waited for him to respond. The Dakin Iron Cavalry had also rushed into the remaining group of prairie wolves. Close-range cavalry hedging. Countless damage numbers floated in an instant. Minus 1,425. Minus 1,442. Minus 1,398. Minus 0. Minus 0. Minus 0. ... The damage from the spear in the Dakin Iron Horseman's hand was all 4 figures. On the other hand, the coyote rides. Countless attacks smack down on the Dakin Iron Cavalry. As a result, even the defense of the Dakin Iron Cavalry could not be broken. When Ivanovsky came back to his senses, he was a little shocked and desperate to find that his 90 prairie wolf riders, as well as the warlord-level attendant wolf rider, had all died. The prairie wolf cavalry he was proud of was immediately smashed by the Dakin Iron Cavalry. The Great Qin Cavalry. More than 1,000 injuries. Are you kidding me? Ivanovsky, his eyes widened completely, he couldn't believe this scene at all. This is the kind of damage that can only be dealt with troops of the 30th or 40th level. These Dakin cavalry belong to a lord of the 30s and 40s. This is impossible. Next, Qin Wangyangzheng did not give the other party a chance to breathe at all. Go on, Seal of the Mist, and expand your territory. Really, after expanding 1 block to the right, there is a road leading to the valley below. And there are 2 more source crystal mines here. It seems that this valley is full of source crystal mines. No wonder this billion lord is growing so fast. Qin Yi glanced at the system prompt and was a little surprised. 2 blocks of territory, 4 source crystal mines directly. More than 20,000 source crystals are provided every day. For the new Lord of Normal, this is simply a windfall, allowing the Lord to develop extremely smoothly in the early stage. If it wasn't for Qin Yi, this Northern Alliance Lord, I am afraid that he will not encounter danger in the early stage. Unfortunately, in front of Qin Yi, no matter how fast this guy develops, can he be faster? Destroy this lord and occupy the source crystal mine. Qin Huang, Ying Zheng, ordered on the spot, led the Dakan cavalry along the road and rushed down the valley. The opponent's Lord Corps, blocked by a high stone wall, is safe enough under normal circumstances. Pity. In front of the Qin Emperor Ying Zheng and the great Qin Iron Cavalry, these high stone walls were completely vulnerable. After a few minutes, just a blast, the other side's high stone wall was directly destroyed under the iron hooves of Da Qin's Iron Cavalry. Ivanovsky, the bearded young man from the Northern Alliance, was also trampled by the Dakan Tichi. Your Lord Corps was destroyed by the Shadow Demon Lord. Close black lens bracket. Next moment, the bearded young man from Belian was sent back to Blue Star and received a system prompt. Shadow Demon Lord, Ivanovsky, his face changed instantly. Shadow Demon Lord, Da Qin Iron Cavalry. This kind of troops is really terrifying. Ivanovsky finally knew why he lost so badly. It turned out that the other party. It's actually the newly rising Shadow Demon Lord. Now, the world is talking about the Shadow Fiend Lord. Ivanovsky could not have imagined that he would hit the opponent's gun. And, to actually feel that the opponent's Dakan Iron Cavalry is not strong in frontal combat, and send a steppe wolf to fight against them. It's really ridiculous. However, what kind of attendant trained this Dakan Iron Cavalry? On the list of level 10 servants, this Shadow Demon Lord has no cavalry-type servants at all. An epic mage attendant, Ninette's Fox, must be a woman. A queen of soaring in the sky, Akasha, must be a woman too. The only man, a one-eyed shooter, an archer. But just now, Ivanovsky recalled the one headed by the group of black cavalry just now. Ride a flaming warhorse, with a long sword in hand. Riding into the crowd of his prairie wolf riders, 2 skills eliminated half of his prairie wolf riders. This is obviously not an archer. That is to say, this Shadow Demon Lord has a brand new terrifying servant. Trained the mysterious Dakan Iron Cavalry. Ivanovsky is very uncomfortable right now. Great start to yourself. As a result, it was buried like this. And, he has already expanded towards both sides of the valley, and he clearly knows that both sides of the valley are also active crystal mines. Definitely a feng shui treasure. This is how it was given to the Shadow Demon Lord. Doesn't this make the Shadow Demon Lord fatter? However, the damage and defense of his great Qin cavalry are too exaggerated. A random shot will cause more than 1,000 injuries. My prairie wolf ride is still the one with higher defense among this level of arms. I also have AB level talent, which adds 30% defense. Did not expect. It's still a second. ... This is not the first Lord Qin Huang Yingzheng led the great Qin Iron Cavalry to destroy. But the last lord was attacked by the general level monster, the bloodthirsty spider. When Emperor Qin arrived, the lord himself had already died, and he did not see the true face of Da Qin's Iron Cavalry. And now, finally let Ivanovsky know the existence of such a unit. Then, the whole world knew about the existence of the Dakan Iron Cavalry. Thousands of attacks, terrorist defense, fast as the wind. The most important is, the attendant who led the great Qin Iron Cavalry didn't look like an attendant at all, but an emperor of an empire. There is an urge to make Ivanovsky want to surrender. Of course, the Belian never surrendered. In the end, he would rather be sent out of the dark world than attempt to surrender. When Ivanovsky spread the news to the internet, countless lords of the dark world, including some great lords, have begun to discuss intensely, what exactly is this new servant of the Shadow Fiend Lord? Does this mean that when the Shadow Fiend Lord reaches level 20, will the level 20 attendant rankings change again? Everyone is staring at the list of the 20-level attendant leaderboard. The first place, the Emperor level servant, the Shadow Werewolf Tist. Level 19. The key is that this Shadow Werewolf Tist has reached 3 stars and consumed a lot of military merit. to be able to raise a squire to a 3-star lord before level 20. Absolutely not much. This shadow werewolf Tist has been ranked number 1 among level 20 servants for a full 30 years. And the owner of this shadow werewolf Tist is a great lord from the South Island. At this time, he also paid attention to the shadow demon lord. Military merit is not so easy to obtain. Even if it is an epic squire, with only 1 star and 2 stars, it can't compare to the attribute of Tister at level 19. In this regard, the big lord is very confident. He still clearly remembered that at that time his shadow werewolf was upgraded to 3 stars because of an adventure. Number 1 in the world, even maintaining the number 1 position for 30 years, the power of this shadow werewolf Tist naturally does not need to be said much. As usual, in the early stage of lord development, it was indeed difficult for the Dark Lords to raise their servants to 3 stars. If you have to pursue the Squire star, it will be very slow, resulting in the lowering of the ability rating of the 20-level lord. The big lord believed that the shadow demon lord would definitely not sacrifice the lord's ability rating to hit the Squire ranking, because the lord's ability rating was definitely more important than the Squire ranking. This means that it is impossible for the shadow demon lord to drag on for too long to upgrade the star of his servants. Unfortunately, Qin Yi's entry into the dark world is itself an existence that breaks common sense. Nobody knows. At this time, the Nenettles demon fox Sudaji has not only been promoted to 2 stars, but also has reached the legendary level. Who would have thought? How could Qin Yi put 5 dark lures at the same time? A large number of dark creatures bring a large amount of military merit, which makes Qin Yi do not need to delay time to obtain military merit for his attendance. Nenettles demon fox Sudaji has been promoted to 2 stars, not far from 3 stars. As for her equipment, already have 5-star equipment. Not to mention, now on Qin Yi's side, dark creatures are still emerging, and more and higher grade equipment is about to appear. Accompanied by the sound of ghost crying and wolf howling, a looming giant ghost appeared from the edge of darkness. Frozen Soul, level 25, Emperor level. Close black lens bracket. As soon as this monster appeared, it provided a frozen halo to all monsters in the audience. Anyone who enters 50 meters around the monster will be frozen for 3 seconds. School flower Lin Mengyu felt a little numb when she saw this scene. Powerful dark creatures, wave after wave, she was startled at first. But then she found out. No matter what monster, it is not a legendary servant, the rival of the Nenettles fox. Now even if the Emperor-level monster appears, she is not very nervous. At this time, she had already established considerable confidence in Qin Yi. Emperor-level dark creature, 6-star equipment is here. Qin Yi's eyes lit up when he saw this Emperor-level monster appear. When the Emperor-level monster appeared, Nenettles fox Sudaji did not hesitate. Immediately start the big move. All fell. Her petite body holding a small red umbrella danced in the field, like a graceful Pokemon, which is eye-catching. All the surrounding dark creatures entered the enchanted contest condition at the first time. Including the Emperor-level monster, Frozen Soul, which was teleported 60 meters away by Qin Yi's ability to circulate in the void as soon as it appeared, and was just stuck outside the effective distance of the frozen halo. The fox is charmed. Then, Qin Huang Yingzhang, who was in a territory more than 10 kilometers away, helped start the big move, instruct the world. All Qin Yi's subordinates have increased their attack power by 100%. And here at Sudaji, in addition to the effect of Sen Luo's orb, it is equivalent to her attack power increased by 180%, nearly 3 times. As the commander-in-chief, Qin Huang Yingzhang's increase in the combat power of the entire army was simply unimaginable. Minus 12,880. Minus 5,703. Minus 5,579. ... The first damage number came from Xiaodaji herself. A demon umbrella arrow directly dealt more than 10,000 damage. The next damage numbers were created by the demon mages focusing on fire. But, the Emperor-level dark creature, permanent Frozen Soul, has a total blood volume of just over 10,000. Killed on the spot. The reason why there are so many damage numbers is because Daji and the demon mages both attacked each other at the same time, so all the damage took effect. This damage has overflowed a lot. Qin Yi couldn't help feeling emotional. Two legendary beings cooperate with each other to achieve such a terrifying effect. The most important thing is the passive effect of Emperor Qin, which increases the damage suffered by enemies on all territories. And the frozen halo of the frozen soul still caused Qin Yi a lot of trouble. Even if the Emperor level, frozen soul, has been instantly killed, the frozen halo can last for a few seconds on the field. In these seconds, on the opposite side, the demon mages on Lin Mengyu's side did not have the charm of Daji's ultimate move, so the monsters quickly approached the demon mages within 50 meters, thus freezing them all for 3 seconds. Fortunately, the sorcerers on that side are guarded by the Queen of Soaring in the Sky, Akasha. This beautiful queen holds a long sword, and as long as she stays within 1 block, her teammates can get bonuses to defense and health regeneration. Thereby, let the demon mages completely block the attack of this group of monsters. When freezing is over, a round of orb volleys directly harvested all the nearby dark creatures. Look what's missing. And Qin Yi, after a little attention, he was relieved. Void flow. Transfer the items dropped by the Emperor level permafrost soul to your backpack. Gathering of killing intent, 6-star attendant equipment, longsword weapon. Attack plus 180, attack distance plus 180 meters. Hit an enemy to restore 20% of your own health. Close black lens bracket. Equipment requirements. Level 12. 6-star attendant equipment. Qin Yi took a look and knew who this weapon should be used for. Increase the attack distance, this is an artifact. And there is also a 20% attack recovery, which is invincible for the existence of high defense. If Qin Huang Yingzhang was equipped with, even if he is charging among thousands of troops, he can take the head from 180 meters away, reply infinitely, and there will be no fear of life at all. Without hesitation, directly activate the void circulation ability, and send this long sword to the hands of Qin Huang Yingzhang several kilometers away. At the same time, this Emperor level permafrost ice soul also dropped a shiny thing. Star fragments. It can be used to upgrade the squire rank of the warlord, general or prince. Close black lens bracket. A star fragment. The things corresponding to the fragments of the gods are only 1 grade lower. To be promoted to the general level, the warlord level attendant needs 20 star shards. To upgrade from the general level to the prince level, you need 50 star fragments. It takes 200 star fragments to upgrade from the prince level to the emperor level. This thing is also a scarce resource. Unfortunately, it doesn't work for me. Qin Yi looked at the star fragment in his hand and sighed. Because whenever he recruits attendants, they are at least emperor level. All that can be used are the fragments of gods, and the fragments of stars at a lower level are really useless to him. It stands to reason that as long as you kill the dark creatures of the general level, prince level and emperor level, this star fragment may drop. It just hasn't fallen off before. It can be said that Qin Yi's face is darker. Of course, he doesn't need this stuff either, so it doesn't matter. But this thing is useful to Lin Mengyu. You can ask her if she wants it. If she wants, you can give it to her. This cannot be given unconditionally. Definitely have to get the source crystal in exchange. In the dark world to offset 1 day's salary, in reality, it is almost enough to give a few 100,000. This is the price of a star fragment. If there are 20 star fragments in a row, Lin Mengyu's attendant will be able to upgrade from the rank of general to the rank of general. If you have 50 star fragments, you can upgrade to the prince level again. For Qin Yi, star fragments are useless, all can be given to her. As long as she takes out the corresponding resources to exchange it. Certainly, Qin Yi didn't tell her for a while. Let's finish defending this wave of dark decoys first. At the same time, Qin Huang Yingzhang sent him a message. The seal of breaking the fog that he gave earlier has been used up. Of course it doesn't matter. Qin Yi looked at the backpack, and just the dark creatures just now dropped 5 more seals of breaking the fog. He bought 10 more and used the power of void circulation to send them to Yingzhang. Let it continue to expand its territory. Look at how long this valley is. In the valley, it seems to be full of source crystal mines. Qin Huang Yingzhang, after destroying Ivanovsky's Lord Core, all the surrounding buildings shattered and disappeared. He follows this valley all the way. The territory produces source crystals per hour, 749. Number of lords with vision of this territory, 1. When the Qin Emperor Yingzheng led the Great Qin Iron Cavalry, he continued along the valley and expanded all the way to the left. The first grid on the side is the territory of the 3 source crystal mines. 749 source crystals are produced per hour. This discovery surprised Qin Yi very much. It seems that this valley is the Yuanjing Mine Valley. No wonder, the Lord of the Northern Alliance just now was able to train 90 prairie wolf riders. This early stage of development is also very good. Even Qin Yi was a little envious. The luck of the Lord of the Northern Alliance is really good. At the beginning, he has a large amount of source crystal mines. To know Lord Normal, it is already very good to have a source crystal mine near the beginning of the game. As a result, this valley, 3 consecutive territories, within just 3 kilometers, there are actually 7 source crystal mines. Certainly. Now, these source crystal mines belong to Qin Yi. In these territories, only Qin Yi has the vision, so the output of the source crystal mine belongs to him alone. Continue to expand. Qin Yi was guarding the dark creatures while watching Qin Wangying expand his territory. Soon, this 6-kilometer-long valley has all been expanded into Qin Yi's territory. I didn't encounter any monsters along the way, it should have been cleaned up by the Lord of the Northern Alliance before. In this 6-kilometer valley, there are a total of 11 source crystal mines. Altogether, 2,800 source crystals are provided every hour. Under the effect of Qin Yi's 10 times source crystals, it is 28,000 source crystals. Isn't it possible to get more than 670,000 per day? A fraction of the income from these Yuanjing mines can be used as pocket money for Lin Mengyu. Qin Yi sighed again. This start gives him a subordinate of S rank 10 times the source crystal, which is too cool. 670,000 source crystals a day, which is equivalent to opening a level 0 to level 2 dark bait every day. This is a very stable income. For other lords, this type of income is the main source of source crystals. Certainly, for Qin Yi, this is equivalent to earning extra money. His most important source crystal source. It is the dark bait that other dark lords are afraid of. General level dark creature, Prince level monster, Emperor level, the king of dark creatures. These powerful dark creatures with grades are still constantly being refreshed. Becoming the hero of the little fox Daji, and finally bringing a lot of source crystals to Qin Yi, the most important thing is equipment and other props. When he turned on 5 dark decoys at the same time, after a full 30 minutes. This wave of dark creatures finally fell on Veilstone. And Qin Yi's harvest. How unimaginable. All kinds of 1-star to 3-star attendant equipment, lord equipment, full of backpacks. A total of 5 recruiting books were issued. 13 seals of breaking the mist. 3 precious star fragments. The most important is a full 1.75 million source crystals. And, originally, the little fox Daji had only 1 star, but after this wave ended, she was directly promoted to 2 stars, with 25,400 points remaining. Later, more and more monsters with rank appeared, and the military exploits they provided also continued to increase. Putting dark bait in succession or at the same time has this advantage. And the legendary servant will be upgraded from 2 stars to 3 stars. Only 36,000 points are needed. That is to say, Nanette's demon fox Sudaji is not far from Samsung. Qin Yi screened the various equipment in his backpack. 4-star equipment can be kept. As for level 1 to 3 equipment, it can be decomposed into source crystals, but the benefits of decomposing into source crystals are too low, which is equivalent to recycling garbage, which is not cost effective. Might as well throw it to Lin Mengyu and let her buy it with the real source crystal. This is also a kind of PY transaction. After all, Qin Yi also needs money in reality. Otherwise, taking Xiao Daji to Blue Star but having no money to spend, it would be very uncomfortable. Let me see. 2 pieces of 5-star Lord equipment. Devil-proof armor, 5-star Lord equipment. The Lord's personal combat power plus 108, magic resistance plus 50%, and there is a 20% chance of being immune to magic damage. Close black lens bracket. Equipment requirements. Level 11. Money doll, 5-star Lord equipment pendant. Lord's personal combat power plus 115, plus 25 source crystals per hour per territory. Close black lens bracket. Equipment requirements. Level 12. 1 Lord armor, 1 Lord accessory. Qin Yi directly replaced the previous Hound Boots and Virus Strain Bracelet. So, his 3 Lord equipment became: Weapon, Hunyuan Divine Sword, 4 stars. Armor, Demon Proof Armor, 5 stars. Ornament, Money Doll, 5 stars. The 3 pieces of Lord equipment add a total of 318 points to the Lord's personal combat power. When Qin Yi put on these 2 pieces of equipment, his Lord's personal combat power has been directly increased from 237 points to 405 points. It is already 40 times the combat power of an ordinary person. The most important thing is that 5-star Lord equipment, Money Doll, this kind of equipment with special income effects. It is rare in the entire Dark World. Each area of territory produces source crystals per hour, increasing by 25. If I have 100 tiles of territory, that's 2,500 source crystals per hour. Under the effect of 10 times the source crystal, 600,000 more source crystals per day. If I reach level 20 and have a full territory of 400 tiles, I will add 2.4 million source crystals every day. This income is simply invincible. Certainly, if you want to expand so many territories, you need to consume a lot of source crystals. Calculated based on 400 grids of territory, if the Seal of the Mist is to be bought entirely, a total of 8.02 million source crystals will be needed. For a while, even Qin Yi couldn't come up with so many source crystals. Qin Yi immediately began to screen the attendant equipment in the backpack. At the same time, before she knew it, in the 30 minutes just now, Lin Mengyu's shirt and skirt were already soaked with sweat. During that time, so nervous, so exciting. Lin Mengyu never dreamed, in her lifetime, she could actually see such a shocking scene. Countless dark creatures rush out from the edge of darkness. But all the dark creatures are protected by dozens of mage arms, and they can't invade her and Qin Yi's territory at all. Put 5 dark lures at the same time. He really protected. Also, there are a lot of dark creatures with grades. There is no threat to these demon mages. Lin Mengyu was completely shocked. This scene really happened in front of her eyes, making her realize that she was witnessing a legendary lord rising up. Qin Yi, it is too strong. This was a tense and exciting scene that lasted for half an hour, and she was sweating coldly. Because on several occasions, the dark creatures were close to the demon mages and launched a frantic attack on the demon mages. Fortunately, every time it was a surprise. When the time for the dark bait was over, she found that the demon mages guarding both sides seemed to be a little tired. Then, she had a private chat with Qin Yi. That, Qin Yi. I just found time here to let the civilians dig a well. Would you like to let the demon mages take a break? Lin Mengyu's private chat came over. Qin Yi heard the words and glanced at the scene. It was found that not only the demon mages, but also Akasha and Xiao Daji looked a little tired. Many of them have been busy for 3 or 4 hours when they were summoned, and they didn't drink a sip of water during this time. Okay, then 2 shifts, one on defense and one on rest. Qin Yi responded, let the demon mages go to rest first, and let's not open the more advanced dark bait for the time being. This rest, of course, includes drinking water and taking a bath. During this time, in Lin Mengyu's territory, various facilities have been built, and scald has already been cooked. It seems that I also have to prepare some convenient facilities. It's a pity that there is no river. If there is a river, it is much more convenient than drilling a well. Qin Yi shook his head. He called out to the civilians in the territory. During this time, these civilians are resting. But next, Qin Yi's territory mainly depends on them to develop. With 1.75 million source crystals, we can take a big step forward. Qin Yi thought for a while. Directly raise the Lord level to level 19. In addition to the 5 attendants, all of them have been upgraded to level 19. This alone cost him a total of 595,000 source crystals. Fortunately, his harvest was extremely rich, enough for him to raise the core of the Lord and his servants to level 19. Thus, his personal combat power has increased. Lord's personal combat strength, 405 points. Right pointing arrow 517 points. Close black lens bracket. And when he reaches level 19, he can directly see his current rating. Under the current level, your Lord rating is S level. Close black lens bracket. Note 1. You have too little territory. Note 2. You have too few soldiers. Note 3. You have too few buildings. Below the rating, there are 3 hints in red. Only S rank. The limit score of a 10-level lord is the SSS level. The limit score of the 20-level lord cannot be lower than the SSS level. So, if I want to upgrade to level 20 now, I still lack a lot of things. Qin Yi glanced around at his territory. He is now expanding his territory, but it only has more than 20 tiles in total. You must know that the upper limit of the territory of a level 5 lord is already 25 tiles. Although he is now level 19, his territory is still at the level of a level 5 lord, and he has dropped too many ratings in this regard. At level 10, because his servants are too strong, he can get the ultimate SSS rating without relying on the territorial range. But at level 20, the requirements have become higher. Can't pull up directly. Certainly. Even so, he now has an S rating. At level 20, the Dark Lord with the highest rating is still only S level, which is no different from level 10. That is to say, now Qin Yi has reached the top level of the 20-level Lord of the Blue Star. Just haven't surpassed them yet. Territory range. City construction. Number of special units. It's too much. Fortunately, Qin Yi now has a large amount of source crystals, and these things need to be supplemented and developed without waiting too long. Then, ready to build. According to Qin Yi's conception, there is Lin Mengyu under him, so it's enough to let her down. According to the lords encountered so far, expanding to the left and above, west and north, the lords encountered will enter the dark world earlier. If you expand to the right and below, east and south, the lords you encounter should be new lords. So, Qin Yi naturally wanted to expand to the west and north. Only in this way can he have a greater chance of encountering S rank, or even S rank and above, talent lords. Because they can survive in an environment where there are many strong people, the talents of the lords will not be too bad. At level 30, the second subordinate position will be activated. Until then, it's best to find the next subordinate candidate. It's time to expand. By the seal of Mistbreaker. Level 19 lords can expand up to 361 tiles of territory. He only has a territory of more than 20 squares now, and he doesn't look like a level 19 lord at all. Then, he directly spent 355,000 source crystals to buy 71 seals of Breaking the Mist, plus the 14 that he bought before, and the 15 that fell, just enough for 100. Thus, the 1.75 million source crystals he had just obtained left only 800,000. Expand the territory first to form a territory of 10 kilometers * 10 kilometers. And then within the territory, build a city. Within this territory, no matter what lord you encounter, clear it all up. Unless the other party has a good lord talent, Qin Yi will consider keeping the other party. Have to say, if people find out about his thoughts, everyone will think that this shadow demon lord is too arrogant, right? After all, at this stage, it is impossible for a new lord to build a city in such a large territory. Because there are too many source crystals in demand. But for Qin Yi, since he is growing fast, the scale of building the city must be done in one step. Then, around Qin Yi's Earl Dervish territory, Qin Huang Yingzhang directly carried the seal of Breaking the Mist and expanded everywhere. First, it expanded into an area of 7 kilometers * 7 kilometers. There were 2 small lords within the range, one was level 4 and the other was level 5, all of which were directly swept away by Emperor Qin. Then, continue to expand 3 circles outward. At the same time, in the Qin Yi Earl Dervish territory, the civilians have begun to quickly build the city wall. The city wall he planned was 9 kilometers long, 9 meters wide and 14 meters high. Certainly, now that the conditions are not ripe, it is good to build a 1-kilometer-long city wall in Earl Dervish's territory. Such a first-order city wall is built, the interior is hollow, and the total cost is about 40,000 source crystals. To upgrade it to a second-order city wall, double the defense, and 5 times the blood volume, it will cost an additional 80,000 yuan crystals. A total of 120,000. Qin Yi directly ordered the construction. Now he has a total of 54 civilians, 48 of whom have been pulled over by him to build the city wall. And there are 6 civilians who are proficient in construction. Led by these 6 civilians, the speed of building the city wall is not bad. Nearly 20 walls of 1 meter by 1 meter can be built every second. After all, the 1-kilometer-long city wall can be built in half an hour. In the dark world, as long as there are enough source crystals and construction speed, it won't be a big problem. Waiting for this wall to be built, Qin-Yi's demon wizards can attack the dark creatures that have been refreshed on the city wall. On the formed city wall, it has a range increase effect similar to that of the sentry tower. Keeping the dark bait is even more convenient. At the same time, Qin-Yi paid Lin Mengyu to build a similar city wall, but the height was reduced from 14 meters to 9 meters. Since she has not yet reached level 10, the city wall cannot be upgraded to level 2 either. The first order city wall has only 200 defense and only 1000 HP. The second order city wall has a defense of 400 and a blood volume of 5000 points. The difference is still quite large. Therefore, the outer wall was built with the help of Qin-Yi and upgraded to the second level. A total of 45,000 source crystals are spent. There you go. In this territory where Qin-Yi put the dark bait, there are towering city walls in both the north and south directions. The left and right directions are the dark edges, which will refresh dark creatures. This area of territory can be used exclusively for dark bait. Block all the dark creatures between the city wall and the city wall, and catch turtles in the urn. The second order city wall, 400 defense, 5000 HP, even an emperor level monster of 30 or 40 levels would not be able to destroy it in an instant. Therefore, the city wall is already stable enough. The point is, Qin-Yi discovered that the passive effect of soaring in the Sky Queen Akasha actually works on buildings like city walls. Her passive now increases allies' defense by 85 and health durability regeneration per second. This discovery surprised Qin-Yi. This beautiful queen attendant. As an emperor level attendant, it is really useful. If it weren't for Qin-Yi's lack of divine fragments, he would have wanted to upgrade her to an epic servant. With her, Qin-Yi's city walls and buildings do not need to spend source crystals to repair at all. Simply perfect. That's when Qin-Yi built the city wall. The Qin Emperor, Ying Zheng, led the great Qin Iron Cavalry and continued to expand. Within the territory of 7 km 7 km, the 6-kilometer valley has been included. This source crystal mine valley. It is also in Qin-Yi's urban construction planning. At that time, with this valley as the dividing line, the entire Shadow Demon City will be divided into two parts, South City and North City. Above the valley, build a few more overpasses to connect the South City and the North City. Nanchang is the core of the territory. Qin-Yi intends to build a Lord's Hall around the core of the territory and protect the core of the Lord with high-grade buildings. This is the core area. The structure of the Lord's Hall is much more refined, and there are many palaces in it for the servants to live in. As for the soldiers and civilians, of course, they lived outside the Lord's palace, and some residences were built for them. Anyway, Qin-Yi expanded a territory of 10 km 10 km. The final Shadow Demon City covers an area of 9 km 9 km, and the territory outside the city wall is used as a buffer area. The city area is huge. At that time, it can fully accommodate hundreds of thousands of soldiers and civilians. Just when Qin-Yi was planning the city construction, suddenly there is a message. There is a female lord of the Southern Dynasty, who is said to be a popular female celebrity, who initiated a subordination application and wants to become a subordinate. Do you agree? With this message, Qin-Yi glanced at the situation on Ying Zheng's side with a little surprise. He sees, in the area where Qin Wangyangzheng expanded, it was already the Earl Dervish territory of the female lord of the Southern Dynasty. Right in front of the 30 great Qin Iron Cavalry led by Emperor Qin. A beautiful woman with short black hair was kneeling very respectfully. Her face is exquisite and her graceful body curves look very attractive. At this time, there was hope in her eyes, as if she really wanted to be Qin-Yi's subordinate. Moreover, she seems to have considerable confidence, feeling that the Shadow Fiend Lord will definitely agree to accept her as a subordinate. After all, her popularity is the top in the entire East. And as a woman, she believed in her own charm. Have to say, from the appearance, this woman is indeed the goddess in the dreams of countless men. In reality, I don't know how many men are her dogs. Unfortunately, Qin-Yi glanced at the little lowly Daji beside him, and found out after a comparison, that the so-called popular girl celebrity of the Southern Dynasty, compared with Sudaji, is like a tail glowworm compared to the bright moon, it is not of the same grade at all. Ask her what talent she has. The talent below S rank is not qualified to be my subordinate. Qin Yi said directly. Just as Qin Yi made his decision, Han Yunxi, a beautiful actress from the Southern Dynasty, was looking forward to meeting the rumored Shadow Demon Lord. She didn't expect it at all. He would actually be reborn next to this Shadow Demon Lord. That's right, this is the second time she has entered the Dark World. She is 21 years old this year. She has been developing for more than 3 years before, and she is one of the famous female lords even in the Southern Dynasty. After all, she herself is a girl group debut and has a large number of fans. Not long ago, she had developed to level 73, but she encountered a melee between multiple lords, resulting in the final city break, and the core of the lord was destroyed by others. At that time, she also wanted to surrender and become someone else's subordinate. However, at that time, 4 lords had already invaded her territory. The 4 lords all wanted to take her as a slave. Then, in the competition process, the last tragedy is her. She had no chance to negotiate terms with a single lord at all. A few other lords. If you can't get it, it will be destroyed. Kill her directly. And this time, Lord Shadow Demon, this is the newly rising mega genius lord. As long as I can become his subordinate, the future will be smooth sailing. The lords who once killed me, I will retaliate sooner or later. Han Yunxi thought with gnashing teeth, as if he had become a subordinate of the Shadow Demon Lord Normal. Unfortunately, Qin Yi has no interest at all in celebrity, a popular girl in the Southern Dynasty. Then, Qin Huang Yingzheng, riding on the Inferno warhorse, asked condescendingly, "Show your talent." Han Shu knelt on the ground and looked at the majestic emperor riding a flaming warhorse in front of him, and immediately replied respectfully, "Originally I was an A-level talent, but now I'm only a B-level. Of course, my B-level talent is also very useful. After use, it can temporarily deprive the enemy lord of vision in a certain grid. Cooldown for 12 hours. She answered, bowing her head. Wearing loose black clothes, doing this action obviously wants to attract Qin Yi. Unfortunately, Qin Yi has no interest in this kind of woman at all. The ghost knows how many men are behind this woman. He only needs to consider the opponent's talent. B-level talent, temporarily depriving the enemy lord of vision in a certain grid. Qin Yi thought for a while. This talent really can't be said to be useless. But, as a result, the cooldown time of this talent is too long, up to 12 hours. Second, when Qin Yi encountered a hostile lord, he was basically crushed, and he didn't need this kind of auxiliary fighting talent at all. So, unfortunately, it's gone, with Qin Yi's order. Dakan Cavalry, directly from the newly reopened Han Yunxi Earl Dervish territory, bulldoze over. Just a moment later, this beautiful Southern Dynasty girl celebrity was once again sent out of the Dark World. Her territory was all occupied by Qin Yi. How can that be? Han Yunxi was killed out of the Dark World, and his face became extremely ugly. She hadn't thought of it at all. She has shown such obvious meaning, the Shadow Demon Lord of the other party is still indifferent. Just accept her as a servant. In the Dark World, whatever the other party wants to do to her, they can do whatever they want to her. She is Han Yunxi. The result is this. Done. Completely finished. Although she is a female celebrity, a large part of her popularity comes from the fact that she was originally a level 73 Dark Lord. After she was killed for the first time, her popularity has dropped a lot. But there are still many die-hard fans who feel that she is just unlucky. This reopening will definitely be able to rise again. And after she saw Dakan Tichi, she thought so too. As long as you become a slave of the Shadow Fiend Lord, wouldn't it be possible to rise up at will? In the surrounding area, the Shadow Demon Lord is absolutely invincible. But, she never imagined that the Shadow Demon Lord would actually look down on her. Mostly it's a little kid who just entered the Lord's University. Even those big lords want to accept me as a slave. This Shadow Demon Lord is actually indifferent. Until she was killed out of the Dark World, she was still a little unbelievable. Could it be that your charm has declined? It didn't take long for the news that Han Yunxi had been killed by the Shadow Demon Lord spread directly. This woman is indeed a popular celebrity. So about her news, many people are paying attention. What's more, this matter is related to the latest Shadow Fiend Lord. Since it is about the Shadow Demon Lord, there are more people who pay attention all of a sudden. Many countries and organizations have approached Han Yunshi and wanted to ask about the Shadow Demon Lord. But how could she say it? The most I can say. In the same situation as Ivanovsky before, a group of Dakan cavalry directly destroyed her territory. Originally, some people didn't quite believe in Ivanovsky, and felt that no matter how strong the Shadow Demon Lord was, it was impossible to have a super strong attendant. Result: totally believe it now, because Han Yunshi and Ivanovsky have no reason at all to collude to provide false news. In other words, the Shadow Demon Lord does have a brand new powerful servant, at least in epic existence. As for how much, no one knows. This Shadow Demon Lord is a real man. Even Han Yunshi can do it. It's a pity. If I were the Shadow Demon Lord, I'd already be with Han Yunshi, he. Alas, now Han Yunshi is completely gone. B-level talent has dropped to C-level. If you want to rise again, it will be difficult to ascend to the sky. Without the aura of a genius lord, she will soon be forgotten by people. Whether it is the Eastern Federation or all over the world, people are thinking with some regret. But the dark world is such a cruel place. From 50 years ago to now. In the dark world, only the strong have the right to survive and develop. It was at this time. Lin Mengyu, the school flower in Langsing's dormitory, took a shower and brushed her phone when she came out to rest, and she also learned the news. Shadow Demon Lord, kill celebrity, Han Yunshi, a popular girl in the Southern Dynasty, out of the dark world. What? That's Han Yunshi. Qin Yi, he really can do it. This shocked Lin Mengyu. She didn't feel anything about Han Yunshi, but she knew very well that this beautiful woman was a dream goddess in the hearts of many men. Qin Yi doesn't have any pity on Shangxiu at all. This is too ruthless. Originally, she thought that Qin Yi might have some thoughts about her when Qin Yi took her as a slave, but he didn't show it for the time being. Result: she is completely overthinking it. If it weren't for her S-rank talent, 10 times Yuanjing, I'm afraid she would be no different from Han Yunshi's end now. This made Lin Mengyu feel a little uncomfortable. After thinking about it, she still entered the dark world. She wanted to ask Qin Yi. For Qin Yi, the matter of Han Yunshi was a small episode in the expansion process. After the Dakan Iron Cavalry stepped on its territory, Qin Huang Yingzheng led the expansion of the Iron Cavalry. Qin Yi, on the other hand, continued to direct the planning of urban construction. At this time, Lin Mengyu sent him a private chat, that Qin Yi, I have a question for you. Just ask. Qin Yi said, that is, in your eyes, apart from the talent of the Lord, is there any difference between me and Han Yunshi? Lin Mengyu asked expectantly. Qin Yi heard it. This woman is weird. What kind of boring question is this? Of course there are differences. Qin Yi answered directly. Really? What's the difference? Lin Mengyu suddenly rejoiced, feeling sweet. She is from the Southern Dynasty, and you are from the Eastern Federation like me. She's had plastic surgery, and you're not. She's a woman, and you. Not yet. Question mark. Lin Mengyu was shocked. What is this strange answer? Especially the last sentence. Made her blush a little. Is this Qin Yi teasing her? And Qin Yi, of course, I didn't mean to tease her, just casually talking about it. In his opinion, Lin Mengyu is much better than that Han Yunshi. It's not just a matter of the Lord's talent. As far as looks are concerned, Lin Mengyu is pure natural, she doesn't need makeup at all, she is very pure, the kind that can score 99 points. And Han Yunshi, not to mention plastic surgery first, I usually have to make up, otherwise I'm just an ordinary woman. As for the body, Lin Mengyu's legs are also longer than Han Yunshi. So, for Han Yunshi, Qin Yi has no interest at all. In his eyes, this Han Yunshi couldn't even compare to Lin Mengyu. Not to mention the little dodgy who has been following him all the time. Continue to blast troops. At this time, Qin Yi was on the field of the territory and continued to recruit civilians and soldiers. Urban construction, soldier, territory count. These will affect the 20-level Lord ability rating, and naturally have to go hand in hand. Now Qin Yi has more than 600,000 source crystals left. He spent 200,000 source crystals, blasted troops 5 times, and recruited 80 new minions. 30 civilians and 50 soldiers. Among the soldiers, there were exactly 25 males and 25 females. 25 female soldiers, all trained to be demon mages. 25 male soldiers, all trained to be the Great Qin Cavalry. Qin Yi directly spent 20,000 source crystals to speed up the training. For other new lords, 20,000 origin crystals is an amount that can take several days to harvest. But for Qin Yi, there is no need to save this at all. Then, when all of his 50 units have been trained, his lord rating has finally been improved. In a short period of time, it was upgraded from an S-level rating to an SS-level rating. At the same time, the system prompt is coming. Under the current level, your lord rating is SS level. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Please keep working hard. Close black lens bracket. Hidden information unlock. Level 20 lord rating limit is SSS level. Hidden information is unlocked again. I touched a field that Blue Star's predecessors had never touched before. It seems that it is not far from the SSS level. The territory continues to expand. The attendant continues to improve. Continue to make money, blast the soldiers. Once you reach the SSS level, you can go straight to level 20 and be on the leaderboard of level 20 servants. Qin Yi was looking forward to it, because that means he can also be rewarded with deity fragments. Just then, countless Dark Lords around the world have set their sights on the 20-level attendant rankings. Countless people have already started discussing this list. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.